Okay, well, I'm here today, and I know I haven't been on for a while. I've been copying my own programming languages, and I just finished learning Python, and I'm on to C++, and also Flash. So later on, I'll be teaching some of those programming languages for you, and also in the last tutorial, I said that I would talk about variables a little later. So I'm gonna just get that cleared up so I don't have that on my chest anymore. So anyway, first you want to start off by naming your program, and I'm gonna name mine test. And remember, this space right here always matters. You always need a space before your program, or I'll read this as program test, and like as one word. So watch what happens when we do that. Syntax error. That tells the computer, what the heck is a program test? I don't know any keywords that are program tests. So I just want to get that cleared up. Also, method main is just where all the action happens. So there's two ways of defining variables. One is called a constant, and constants are basically global variables that are remembered throughout the whole program. So if you create, let's say, a function or a method, they can be remembered in there. And we'll talk about those later too. So I here is just the name of the variable, because I have define space I, and space always matters because space tells the computer, oh, what's coming next? Oh, it's his name. Okay, so I is what I named it because a little before I tried naming it integer, but it turned blue and it thought that I was typing the value of the variable and where the name should be, so I came up with a syntax error. So I'm just naming mine I. You can name it wherever you want. And then you want to put as. That tells the computer this is going to be the value. This is going to be the data type. So an integer is basically just a whole number, and it's not like a decimal. A decimal has a point at it in it, and it's basically, it can be half number, a third of a number, anything like that. But an integer has to be a whole number. So if I put 60.5, that wouldn't be an integer. So anyway, 60, I named mine 60 because it's a whole number, and I just decided to name it 60. So next, we're defining a string. I already talked about strings a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it again a little. So a string is basically a line of characteristics, and characteristics, again, means letters, basically. So don't get confused with that. Another thing that's key about a string is that it always has two double quotes at the front and at the end. So I'm going to define mine. Define S, which stands for string. You can name it whatever you want, though, as a string. And I just told you what a string is. So it tells the computer, this is my variable name, and this is the data type, and this is what it's equal to. So I is equal to 60, and the data type is an integer. S is equal to hello there, and the data type is a string. And D is equal to a decimal. So a decimal, like I explained before, can have a point after it. It doesn't have to be a whole number like the integer. It can be half a number, part of a number, any kind of number. So basically, I'm going to define mine D, which stands for decimal, as decimal. And I'm going to set that equal to 2.5. Now, last but not least, which is the most important thing I'm going to be teaching you this whole tutorial, is Sprite. And Sprite we're going to be using a lot in the future to create arcade games and stuff like that. So I'm going to name mine SP, that stands for Sprite. And again, it has the same format of any other of any regular variable. And this tells as keyword for the data types coming next. And I'm going to set that equal to load sprite, which you don't need to know now. I'm just putting it here to give you an example of how to set it equal to something. So seriously, just don't ever even think about that, because I'm going to be explaining that later. So load sprite two quotes in the middle because the sprite name's a string. I'm going to name mine 0.gif. And if you pull up the picture browser, Control P or Command P for a PC, 0.gif is the first one. And it shows you the name. Where's the name? Well, it should show you the name, but this is 0.gif. So now I'm going to close the picture browser. And now that I showed you some variables, I'm going to end it here, and I'll be making a lot more tutorials like within today. So see you next time.